Now we have another guest in the house, and this time I want to talk about leadership and entrepreneurship in Africa. Okay, please join us as we welcome Mr. Jerry Adeku. He is a serial entrepreneur. I'm sure you're wondering what that is. You're welcome.
Just wonder what serial, because what serial is synonymous.
Yes.
Something not
Something,
so good.
not too good, not too. But this one is good.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
good. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. And meanwhile, let's compliment you.
Yeah,
You are looking good.
Good.
Looking
nice
good.
and well packaged.
Well packaged.
Please don't get it twisted.
Thank you.
We are married our guests.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so yeah, Mr. Jerry, once again, good morning. So let's talk about what is leadership and how does it relate to the average.
All right. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Welcome.
Great job you guys are doing there.
Thank you.
Yes. So talking about leadership is a mindset.
Okay.
Leadership is a state of mind that puts the responsibility of being there for others, for a larger group of people on a particular person. So as it relates to the African or Nigerian, is actually the state of mind, imbibing the state of mind that puts the responsibility of taking charge and being there for the larger population on the African person. So that mindset is something that we need to deliberately imbibe and that everybody needs to be conscious of.
Okay.
So
Okay, so is it true that some people are born leaders?
I actually was going to talk about that.
Okay.
So thank you very much. It is popularly said or believed that leaders are born and not made.
Okay.
However, I would love to dispute that. It is not true.
Wow.
And this is because leaders are born and leaders are made.
Okay.
A recent study shows that leadership is 30% inborn.
Okay.
So this is like, people are born with qualities of a leader.
30%.
Qualities of leadership, yes.
Okay.
30%.
Okay.
And then 70% learned.
Oh.
So anybody can be a leader. If you can learn, you can lead. Learn and lead. If you can learn the ways of leadership and the qualities that makes you a leader, you can be a leader.
Okay.
So if you want to be a leader, you don't know that you're a leader.
It's not possible.
Okay.
And it's possible to have the attributes of the leader
That's what I wanted
and
to
not
say, yes.
knowing that you have the attributes of
Okay,
the
so
leader.
you must have the attributes of a leader for you to be able to lead people.
Yes.
You know there are people who cannot lead.
Exactly.
Yes.
They've not
even finished leading themselves.
Yes, there are people who
Did you hear
cannot
what she
lead.
said?
Yes.
They've not finished leading
Lead
themselves.
themselves. That's
Okay.
very true.
Okay, let's look at the deficiencies in leadership in Africa.
All right. Thank you. Some of the deficiencies in leadership in Africa is actually a lot of people want to quickly say, so many other things, but then it's actually a misinformation that people have towards leadership. One of such is that people are profit driven versus instead of being value driven. So when people think about leadership in Africa, they're thinking, oh, I need to become a leader so I can make profit. That's a selfish thought.
Yeah.
Now, people are supposed to be value driven. Like I need to become a leader in order to bring value to this institution or this group of people that I'm leading.
So you're indirectly saying a leader must be selfless.
Yes.
Okay.
One
If you're
of the
selfish,
major qualities of
you cannot be a leader.
You cannot be a leader.
Self-centeredness can
Yes.
never be a leader.
Because your first thought is towards the people, benefiting the people, making them better than they were before you met them.
Wow.
So yes, if you
So do we have, let me not complete it. What you just said, do we have them?
I stepped in here and I think I've actually seen a lot of that.
Some of the attributes.
Yeah, some of the attributes.
Okay, Nigeria at large.
Yes.
You've seen the attribute here, yes. Nigeria at large.
Okay, Nigeria at large. Nigerians are very great people.
Okay.
I am Pan-African to the core.
Okay.
I love other countries and continents, but I am very, very proud of Nigeria, irrespective of the notion that people, yes, because Nigerians are very intelligent people. Nigerians are great people. I believe that lots of people in Nigeria are actually born leaders.
Okay.
Now, I can prove this from the family setting. You see people always saying, I want to take care of my family, I want to be there for them, I want to be successful for my family. That's a leader speaking there. Whether they know it or not, that's an attribute of a leader, finding expression in them. And, across the academic institutions in the world, you see Nigerians doing their things, and we have two Nigerians who are prominent in the United States government as we speak. That's leadership, and it's something that is very, very commendable.
Okay, let's look at the challenges.
Okay. All right. Some of the challenges of leadership in Africa is actually misinformation. Like I said, people going for profit rather than going for value.
Okay.
Yes. Another one, lack of leadership in Nigeria is actually corruption. Now, the reason why corruption leads or connects with this particular leadership talk that we're having right now is because a community, especially a younger generation, is discipled by the people that have gone ahead of them.
Okay.
Because if a child grows up and sees his dad cutting corners, doing things that aren't supposed to be done in the process of dispensing leadership or playing the role of a leader.
He sees it as normal.
It's normal. Yeah. So that is where that corruption, and that's how corruption affects, the leadership in the African setting. So we need a rewiring of the entire system, a coding of the system afresh. We need to unlearn a lot of things. And I think it goes all the way to the family, to the family institution, the foundation.
Okay, don't you think that not giving to Caesar what belongs to Caesar when it comes to leadership in Nigeria or Africa, don't you think it also contributes to corruption?
That actually is the bedrock of it.
Thank you. I was waiting to hear that.
I think it is very, it is almost very legal, but not constitutional.
So when we give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, corruption will reduce, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. Because when we give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, there won't be any problem. Because Caesar will always have his demands.
Yes.
And you need to meet up with that demand.
And Caesar will be contented.
And then he will not have any.
Okay, so now let's talk about entrepreneurship in Africa. Where do you think it's headed?
All right. Entrepreneurship in Africa in the last 15 years has seen great progress and it's booming now because it is booming because of a technologically driven era that we've entered into. Young Africans are taking to the technology industry, to the technological aspect of entrepreneurship. We are seeing fintech startups. We are seeing fintech solution providing companies and organizations popping up every day and solving real life problems. One of such, I believe strongly that the future is AI, artificial intelligence, and we're beginning to have systems that automate things. And these systems are needed every day. So entrepreneurship has changed from the industrial entrepreneurship to the technological entrepreneurship. So what I'm seeing in the future is actually a lot of Africans stepping into this technological niche and then making a difference, especially Nigerians and West Africa. In fact, the entire Africa. We are very, very smart people.
Okay, so let me ask you, is there anything you're not satisfied with currently in the industry? And if there is, what if you're given the opportunity to change that?
As your final
what would that be?
All right. What I would love to really change or attention to be paid, and this goes to every young entrepreneur looking, watching this show right now. It's actually the matter of excellence. People can be very, very bad with excellence. You give the average, African or maybe Nigerian a job to do. They easily overlook things. An excellent person would ensure that every I is dotted and
And
every
T
T
is crossed. Yeah.
So this is a major challenge in the industry. People are very okay with shabby jobs, with mediocre.
Business as usual.
Yes. So you can do a study, walk into 10 restaurants after when you leave this place, and you see the way you're served. You see the way you're
Let's not even talk about
spoken to,
that.
and all of that. So the matter of excellence, mastery. If you say that you're doing this job, we need
Master
to
the
see
job.
that you are a master at this job. You can deliver, you are second to none.
And packaging.
And yes, and packaging.
Branding and all that.
Yes.
Awesome.
This is awesome to hear. She said, thank you so much.
I wanted to add quickly that, in a drive, in a bid to ensure that we have a better Africa and a better Nigeria for the youth, especially in the future.
Yeah.
One of the campaigns that we've been doing is the ATP Africa, Activity to Productivity Africa.
Okay.
So it's a campaign that takes the time of the average Nigerian that he has not doing anything with it, or maybe putting it in profitable things.
Okay.
We engage them with skills, with things that they can do with that
channeling their energies.
exactly in the technology industry. To engage them.
So how do you get the youth?
We've partnered with the NYSC a couple of times. We've had us in camp to talk to core members, and we've trained a couple of people.
So how is the response like?
It's very awesome. We have some people now who were in camp just as core members. They invite the things we have, and they are millionaires too.
Thank you so much.
This has really been great. Chatting with you. We've learned. We always learn. This platform is just the best. We always learn. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Jerry Adiku. Yes, if you just tune in, we've been talking about leadership and entrepreneurship in Africa. And yes, our guest has been awesome. He has answered all our questions, even though he did not favor the movie. No problem. Forgive him so I can come back again.
Please forgive me so that the kitchen will not be shut.
All right. Thank you. But we'll not to give him tea this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.